It's been 2 weeks since George Floyd died under the custody of the Minneapolis police. And since then, we've seen protests that have ranged from peaceful to downright riots and looting. A new Wall Street Journal NBC poll shows that 80% of the people surveyed say that the country is out of control. President Trump has spoken out against the violence and Democratic efforts to curtail law enforcement. This morning, he tweeted, "Law and order." I don't think that's the TV show. Not defund and abolish the police. The radical left Democrats have gone crazy. Well, will the president's tough on crime stance be a winning strategy this November? Joining us now, Jim McLaughlin, the president's campaign pollster. Jim, welcome.
Thank you, Sean. Great to be here.
Well, pleasure to have you. There are, I think, three sort of legs that needed to be addressed, right? One, which the president addressed, which was speaking out against George Floyd's killing. Two, which was being tough on the violence and the looting and the riots. He's got that down. The third, though, is this empathy piece, which is understanding what's what's under the turmoil, the unrest, feelings of racism, feeling of police brutality. Is the law and order strategy good enough, or do you guys need to widen this out to talk more about race issues?
Look, I think it's an all of the above strategy. And one of the interesting things is, just to take you back a little bit, there was a Pew poll done in 2016 of people that actually voted in the Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump presidential election. And they asked how the President Obama performed on various issues. And you know what issue that Barack Obama literally received his worst ratings on? It was improving race relations. 2/3 of American voters believed that race relations had actually gotten worse when Barack Obama was president. And that's one of the big mistakes I think the Democrats, the left, their allies in the media are making right now is voters hate when they use an issue like George Floyd for political purposes, because it's not really a political issue at the end of the day. And I think, look, we all know there's a lot of divisions, a lot of polarization in this country right now, but pretty much everybody is in agreement that what happened to George Floyd was disgusting, and it should never happen again. And I think that's the tone that the president is taking right now. And if you look at it, the media is ignoring a lot of what the president has done to help make sure that justice is served for George Floyd and his family.
There's talks that the president might give a speech on race. Do you think that that is needed right now and that he should do that?
I think there's a very good chance that the president will do that. But, as Lindsay, as both you and Sean know, we've never seen a president that is more open and more transparent with the media. And he's literally been talking about those issues every single day. Remember back in the day where Barack Obama, I think he went for over a year without giving a press conference? The president, I think he's probably going to give a speech on it. And I also think you'll continue to hear him speak out on these issues and have a conciliatory tone where he wants to bring Americans together.
Jim, the latest Wall Street Journal NBC poll shows that 80% of the country thinks that we are out of control. I mean, I know a lot of times you going into an election, you always talk about right direction, wrong direction, and that kind of gives you an idea of how people will probably judge an incumbent. But when you have 80% of the country thinking that we're out of control, what does that say to you? Is this an opportunity, or is this a problem?
I look at it as an opportunity for the president, because it's not conservatives, it's not Donald Trump that are causing a lot of the dysfunction in the country right now. Look, we got hit with the virus, and this was something that was unprecedented. And the president took unprecedented action, to be quite honest with you, to try to make sure to keep the country safe. Now it's a function of they want to rebuild the economy. And when you think about it, you look at the polling, and it showed that in the Wall Street Journal poll. Voters, especially in battleground states, give this president significant advantages over Joe Biden when it comes to rebuilding the economy. There's several factors going on why you have those numbers the way it is. One is the unrest and obviously the riots. And two, It's where the economy is right now. And even though, look, that was an unbelievable jobs number that we had, considering a good portion of the country was still in lockdown. But I think the president understands there's a lot more work that needs to be done. And he's gonna lead the charge. He's gonna lead the effort on that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jim, I appreciate this. I'd love to have you back soon because there's so much more to break down as the election gets closer and these conventions get closer. So thank you for being here today.
Always a pleasure.
All righty.
All right, well, coming up, the president is weighing in on NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell's statement on the protest against police brutality. We'll show you what he said and ask a former Super Bowl champion how this will change the NFL this coming season. And later, the continuing question of where the Republican convention will really be held. We're back in a moment.